But when I came in the room and I started to hear yourself speak, I loved I totally resonated with it, exactly what you said. And really, it struck a chord in me because this topic and this setting right here is near and dear to my heart.
So that's why our names are in capital, Straw Man. We're worth millions of dollars.
Yes.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Chantel, who's going to come up and share some information with us. So give her a hand. Good job, my friend.
So good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
How's everyone doing?
Fantastic.
Thank you, Mr. Maxwell, for allowing me to be here. It's an honor and pleasure to be here. I had no clue what I was coming to. So Peter extended the invitation. He told me it was Black Dollars Matter. And right now I'm working on a project. And really, I'm here to extend an invitation. That's all I'm here to do. But when I came in the room and I started to hear yourself speak, I loved I totally resonated with it, exactly what you said. And really, it struck a chord in me because this topic and this setting right here is near and dear to my heart. And see, like I mentioned earlier on, I'm a trainer. I'm an NLP trainer. I also am a mindset trainer, and I've been doing it in the Caribbean for the past couple of years. And I wasn't always doing that. I worked corporate. And one thing with me, I was always on a relentless pursuit to achieve excellence in everything that I did. Because I remember my parents, they grew up in Chesterlee area. When they had me, I was the last child. They moved to Markham. So Markham was around a few Italians, and it was a little mixed up kind of culture, right? in Markham, and I will never forget the moment that really changed my mindset. And how many of us know that mindset is everything?
Yes.
This is the reason why I became a mindset trainer, because if you can't think it, you can't achieve it. If you can't, if you can't even fathom it, there's no way you're going to get it. And I believe that each and every one of us in this room is here for a purpose. Is here for a reason. We were given God-given talents and gifts, and there's so much uniqueness to us.
Yes.
And how many of us can say that we're living our dreams and passions?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the real question. And kudos to every single person that is. Let's be positively contagious. Let's impact the other people so that we can empower each other to also live our passion and purpose. Can you imagine this life and what it would be like if everybody was doing something that fueled them and that they were passionate about? That's the type of world that I want to live in. And that's going to come with everybody coming together. And unity is fantastic. There's something that precedes that. If we can't think it, it will not happen. Because we can all come together today, and I've heard a lot of great people, a lot of great, the information here is gold. It's beautiful.
Right.
And I love that. What are we going to do with it? Because talking, can I just be really honest?
Yes,
You guys don't mind? Because talking right now is great.
It's over.
But I've been hearing so much talking, and I only been on this earth for 30 odd years. So much talking in this lifetime. What are we doing about it? What's next? What's our next action plan? We're going to get together, and what are we going to do with that? You see, me, I came from the corporate background. So I went to school because, that's what society told us to do. I went to university because that's what they told us to do. And I got a decent job, which that's what they told us to do. I ended up working, and when I started to pursue my corporate career and start to move up, everybody's talking about, I want 6 figures. I'm like, okay, so that's what I'm going to go for. So I went to hit my income target, and then I hit it. And then I realized, what am I going to do with that? I'm helping $1 billion company making more billions of dollars. So what kind of contribution am I doing? Which is the reason I shift to personal development in the world of empowerment.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the reason why I moved into that. And hey, it's not about me. It's about the Spirit working through me. How many know that we're vessels on this earth, right? It's not really about us. It's not about our accolades, and it's great that we're doing it, but it's about what we can do and how many people we can impact, how we can serve on this earth.
That's correct.
So what I'm saying is really, when I say I'm extending an invitation, I'm extending an invitation to dream.
Okay.
And when I meet people, especially in the islands, I was doing corporate there, but I'm always about personal development. So I would do icebreakers in the beginning of a training. I would ask people, what's your dream? What do you want to do? And I was surprised at how many people that actually don't know. They don't have a dream. Right? And that's okay, but it's shocking that some people really don't know what they want to do. One gentleman told me he would stay in his home. No judgment, but okay. You know, another young guy, he was probably in his 20s or so. I said, what do you look forward to? You know, when you wake up in life, what do you look forward to? His answer was the weekend. Again, no judgment. So that just tells me that there's a need for us to know that we can think bigger. Somebody recently just talked about thinking bigger, owning a hotel. If you read, and all leaders read, so if you want to aspire reading, how many knows reading is power? Yes? The magic of thinking big. Anybody read that book or heard of that book? Beautiful. Read that. That's going to expand your mind. And really when you have it, see the thing is in life, we become what we think about.
Yes.
As a man thinks, so is.
Exactly. As a man thinketh, so he is. So we're having so much talk here, and there's a lot of things that happen in our past. Yes. The lynch and the this and the that. Yes. If we focus in on that, that's all we're going to keep attracting is people who are trapped in that. And it's a cycle, and we need to break that. How do we break that? Action.
Yes.
Action. You move forward to what you want to do. You move forward to what our goals and dreams are. And my invitation is really for people who do want to have that dream or already have a dream and want to get there and want to figure out a path to get there. To me, I can just wrap up. There's 4 M's that really are near and dear. And I had no clue what I was going to speak about it. Peter just said, "Hey, come in front of the room" or whatnot, because I do trainings and things. But as I was sitting here, 4 M's came to me. When M comes to you, what's the first word that pops in your mind?
Money.
Money. What else?
Mother.
Mother. Beautiful. What was it?
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature, motivation. Okay, do you mind if I share 4 M's with you before I wrap up? Okay, so the first one, of course, money. It's in no particular order. There's money, mindset, mastermind, and mentorship. So we all come together. I'm going to start with mentorship. We all come together. We want to support each other's businesses. Great. When I was in corporate, I worked as an internal consultant for the company. So we helped solve business problems, help them become more efficient and more effective. That was my job. And while I was doing it, it was great. I loved it. If I had to work corporate, even though I'm an entrepreneur, if I had to work corporate, I would do it. Now, what I realized is that we want to support each other. What are we doing in our own businesses? Who are we being led by? How are we evolving and getting better in our own internal businesses? There's many times you want to shop from a black-owned business, but, the Chinaman has a better deal. The Chinaman has, so we end up going and supporting another culture. So how are we growing and developing ourselves? Who is leading us? How many people know it's not about what it is, and it's about who it is?
Yes.
This is why the world of personal development for me personally is huge, and it's everything.
Yes.
Because you can't grow without until you grow within.
Yes.
So it's about looking in the mirror and what are you going to do to bring to yourself to the next level. We have a slew of gentlemen here in the back. All their heads pop up. A slew of gentlemen in the back that are aspiring and wanting and moving towards magnificent things. Real estate investing, they're coming together, buying properties. Awesome. Who's leading you guys? And whoever's leading you, have they achieved the level of success already that you're aspiring to achieve? Mentorship is huge. And also the other one is, I'm going to touch a little bit about money. Now, what I've learned with money, money is not everything, yes?
Yes.
But it's up there with oxygen. Right? You breathe a lot easier when you have money. And when you have money, I think it's about the attachment to money.
Yes.
When I learned that when I relinquished my attachment to money, that's when more money came in.
That's correct.
I got a $4,000 bill that I didn't expect, and I said, you know what, God will provide, no problem. The next day, I got a $4,000 check in the mail. It's not me. It's the attachment we have to money. We are obsessed with getting money. Oh, money, 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 money. What? It's paper. It's about what it's going to provide.
Yes.
It's about who you can serve. Money is a representation of the service that you provide on this earth.
Correct.
So if you focus more on serving people, everything else will just come naturally.
That's correct.
Right?
Fiat.
Exactly.
Fiat. You need to say fiat and not money.
Correct.
Sure.
Can you say that again? Money is a what?
Fiat. That's
Money
what it
is a representation of the service we provide on this earth.
That's correct.
Right? So instead of saying, okay, I need money, you say, who can I serve?
Right.
Our greatest example is Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit. So, right? So the greatest example is Jesus Christ. He came to serve. He washed other people's feet. right?
correct.
So I think that if that becomes the focus, everything else takes care of itself. Everything else takes care of itself. So that's money, that's mastermind, that's mentorship, mastermind. This in itself is a mastermind.
Mastermind.
Right? And again, so I love the conversations that we have here. I totally resonate with it. What are we going to do next?
With it, yes.
What are we going to do with it? It's fantastic information. We can write it down, but what are we going to do with it?
Fire the government.
Fire the government.
To
Crap.
the government, that's why we united and.
Well, what are we going to do personally?
Personally.
See, I've learned to focus in on the things that we have a direct, we have control over.
That's good.
Not to say that we don't have control over the government. We can rally and this and do some great things and impact the world. Yes.
Oh, hang on, that's
But focus in on what you can control right now in your own circumstances.
That's correct.
Because when you grow, and that's why I went in personal development, because when I grew, I unconsciously gave everybody else around me in my circles to grow.
That's
You know,
correct.
to be the, we heard be the example that we want to have in this world. So what are we doing individually to make our own selves better? Because that's how we're going to impact.
That's
And
correct.
that's how we're going to unite. And that's how we'll get better. We would want to unite.
That's correct.
Yes, that's
Right?
correct.
So the last M was mindset. Like I said, I'm a mindset trainer. I mean, I'm very passionate. There's lots to share on the world of the mind, and especially knowing about NLP, which is really the study of human excellence and how to reproduce it. It's the greats. Every president, every successful entrepreneur, everyone has been trained. That's on the top echelon has been trained in NLP. Anyone heard of that before? You got it. Neuro-linguistic programming. Yeah. So
Say
teaching
again,
it.
please.
It's neuro-linguistic programming.
Okay.
It's NLP, the study of human excellence in the brain and how we all operate. So for mindset, what can I wrap up and share with about mindset? Mindset, I think the strongest thing is that not only do we become what we think about, so change your focus, because focus determines our behaviors, and our behaviors determines our results. So if we want different results in life, we got to change our focus. We got to think about what do we think about constantly. That's the only way we're going to change. So these meetings are fantastic, and we're talking about all these things. So now let's go be obsessed with
Practice.
improving and practice what we're doing and being the better person. You'll start to see that change trickle in your own lives.
Correct.
Right? So that I think is very important. And there was one thing, it's slipping, but I want it to come back. Come back. Protecting your mind.
Yes, protecting your mind, yes.
In one of my trainings, I have a slide where there's a brain, it's a human brain, and there's little army troops around the brain. With there's gun, the AKs and all that, because you literally have to protect what goes in.
Yeah.
Our unconscious mind takes everything personal. You could be overhearing a conversation where it's not empowering, and it's going into your brain and it's affecting you internally. So sometimes you have to protect it so much. You might have to protect from people in your own home, from people that you work with, that you see every day. You have to have a conscious effort to be able to protect it, because this is our lives. This is our livelihood.
That's correct.
I totally believe in co-creation with God.
Oh, yes.
Right? We can't co-create with God and create the life that we want.
That's correct.
So my last thing is the invitation that I was sharing. Now, the invitation or the bonus M is the Matrix group. Actually, that's my bonus M. And the Matrix group is a group that Curly, Peter, myself, and a few others in the community have got together to really empower and allow people to live their dreams. Of course, that presupposes that you have a dream, right? So we work with that if that's the first step, and if not, it's just bringing you to the next level, the next step in your life that you want to achieve. So I heard somebody, there's a gentleman in the back said, people are so open to hear whatever that's being spoken today. Someone wants to hear a little bit more about how to gain residual income. How many people know what residual income is?
I teach that.
You teach it? Awesome. Nice. I love that. Residual income is huge. It's about getting paid over and over and over again.
That's correct.
Ever.
Forever. It's same like royalties. Michael Jackson made more money this year than he ever made in his entire history. How much work did Michael Jackson do this year? God rest his soul. Do you know what I mean? So residual income is, it's
Every year.
exactly 50 million every year. So it's really about gathering a group of like-minded individuals. This is the Matrix group, which is what we're a part of. Gathering like-minded people. It literally stands for making a team realize their expectations. So that whole mastermind, can you imagine being in a room full of positive, energetic, forward-looking people that truly want you to succeed.
Truly.
Truly is the key thing, because a lot of times we get in a room and there's people that, yeah, they smile in your face and you know behind your back they saying all kind of things, right? So it's really about being in that environment so that you can figure out what's your next step in life. What is it that you want to do? Well, how can we support you? Because it's all, uniting is all about doing this, right? And a lot of times we do this and we move forward. So how can we bridge that gap and work together and truly achieve excellence in working together? Not just supporting you and saying, okay, well, I'm going to give you a $5 there, $5 there. When like, think of the Jewish community. You can tell I'm passionate. Can I do one more minute? If you take a look at the Jewish community, when a person from overseas that's part of that culture comes here, there's a center they go to, they get a loan. They get a home, they get a job, and this loan is interest-free. Speaking of interest, interest-free loan. When you get on your feet, you give me the money back. What do we have?
We're gonna do the same.
We absolutely could do the same, and we will do the same. But in order to do the same, we have to think differently. That's the thing with our community right now. Whether it's in the Caribbean that I've been here or here in Toronto, we have to think differently in order to achieve these things. So I just wanted to extend the invitation for anybody that is interested in really having a conversation, figuring out what their goals and dreams are, taking their life to that next level, because it is possible. There's many successful people doing it. So final thing, has anyone went to the Harry Jerome Awards recently? It was like yesterday, Saturday? A few of you. Okay, at the Harry Jerome Awards, just being in that presence, you see so many successful black people. It is possible.
Oh yeah,
It is possible. So now it's time for us to gather and really dominate. So thank you.
We're getting blessed tonight, aren't we?
All
right.
Before you go on, because honestly, sister, you touched something on me. And I didn't know you were at the Harry Drum Award. Definitely. Listening to my sister here, having my son here, having these young boys, all most of my sons here, we're talking about unity and that, and we're talking about how to go forward. There's another M for that word, and that's also mentorship. And this is something that you're doing for us right now. You also mentioned what we're going to do going forward. And Uncle Maxwell, Uncle Blackwell, we were talking about that as well. And I think going forward, the concept of mentorship is a very good foundation for us to talk about going forward, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're growing entrepreneurs. Even this weekend at the Harry Jerome Awards, my son's going off to Mount A this year. I got another son that actually is the top running back in Canada for the top prospects, I think that's what it's called. But where's the mentorship? In our community, there are no black mentors that we can show them. In terms of making a professional career. At least that's what I thought. Go to the Harry Jerome Awards, we meet Pinball Clemens. Pinball Clemens took 35 minutes with my son and Shankar and his boys. Just out of nowhere. Donovan Bailey was there too. There is something happening. You were talking about the 6,000 years and all of that. That's kind of blowing my mind. I don't know so much about that. But what I do know is something is happening.
Something is happening.
The Toronto Plaza Hotel, something is happening here. Something is happening.
All right, my bro.
I just wanted to say that this is your place, everybody. I hope next time that we can get the big room out. Really, I hope that each of you will mentor your friends and bring them next week.
Oh yes.
So I just want to say that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, my friend.
I want to say one thing, really quickly. I'm Carlene Nation, and I have the great privilege, A, to work in broadcasting, B, raise an awesome young man as a single mother. And I've lived in social housing, I've lived in all aspects of lives here in this great country. I was the second black woman to work at CTV Toronto. And the first person to be diversity producer, so I went out into communities and taught people how to get stories on the news and help. I was the only one getting coverage for people of all backgrounds, especially our black folks. I wanted to say a couple things. The biggest thing I've ever done in my life, other than raising my awesome child, is to run as representative in the political process here in this community. And I want to point out that lovely man over there, Peter Blake, and Miss Zora here, because they helped.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to say this. We've been talking about financial power, we've been talking about fiscal powers, which is imperative for our communities, but we have not touched on political power. I'm not running in the provincial election this time around, but I say to everybody in here, especially to the young people, I don't care which political party or you're affiliated with. I ran with the PC party. I know I got all kinds of stuff on, but that's me.
That's fine.
That's me.
That's fine.
And so I talk to people about what I believe. But what I say, especially to the young people, whichever party you think, political party you think you have an interest in, 2018 is imperative.
Yes.
We have two politicians of color, black people. I think there's one provincially, one or two provincially. I don't think there's any federally. And we have one person at City Hall who's black. The most powerful group right now in this country, right now provincially, that will play a big role in all political parties. It used to be the Jewish community, Italian community. It's now the South Asian community, the Sikh community. I went into a Sikh temple, and they were raising money for a bunch of candidates. There was a box as big as that side of the room down to here, and everybody dropped $100 in there for about 10 candidates to raise over $150,000 and took care. Those people, when they get elected now, are accountable to the community. The next group, you have the Hindus, the Sikhs, and the next group that's going to be the power broker in this election, federally, provincially, and also municipally, because they're coming up. Our people who came here fleeing the war in Sri Lanka, the Tamils.
Yes, no, you're right.
The Tamil community, they were the ones who shut down the highway and everybody hated them and they were protesting. And I was covering all of that stuff, but I've been observing them because I realized, no, we can't go shut down people's highway with our babies and hold up the baby in front of the camera. Bad PR. So what are they doing now? They're working with every single political party in this country. And they're going to be a force, whether it be conservatives or NDP or liberals. They're there, they're mapping out all the parties and they're saying we're going to control this. So where are the black people? We are nowhere. I would go to some neighborhoods and they say, girl, I'm not going to support you. And I said, okay. But this one guy said, I haven't voted in 30 years. And I said, shame on you. Shame on you. You're a poor example for all of our young people around here. So all I say is, I am a political animal. I got to the game rather late, but to our young people, find the first rule is to find a writing association for the party that you have an interest in. Go and talk to those people and call the parties directly and say, hey, I have an interest in 2018. I might run as a candidate. They want to know that you can raise money. They want to know that you can get volunteers. They want to know that you can run a campaign and will be a fantastic